Welcome to the Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where every cup tells a story, and every story starts with a sip. Join us on a journey of adventure, camaraderie, and of course, the finest brews, served hot and steeped in mystery. From dragons to ancient legends, we're brewing up more than just coffee. Today's tale begins. After hours of traveling through the dense forest, it slowly gives way to an old trail. The air lightens, the trees thin, and the distant hum of the wind through tall grass signals the forest's edge. But before we dive into today's adventure, a quick word from our sponsor.
In the heart of every great quest, there's a hero. And behind every hero, there's their morning brew. At Dungeon Brew Coffee, we craft bold blends for adventurers like you. From the depths of dark roasted caverns to the peaks of spiced mountains, every sip fuels your next move.
Don't forget, it's dragon approved.
Thank you for that reminder, Java. Whether you're battling spreadsheets, chasing dreams, or simply savoring life, Dungeon Brew Coffee is your trusted companion. Unleash the flavor, conquer your day. Visit us online or in the heart of your favorite adventure. Dungeon Brew Coffee, where legends begin.
Now, grab your mug, settle in, and get ready for the next chapter in our brewing saga. Episode 6, The Tavern's Calling. For hours, they had traveled, the dense forest slowly giving way to an old trail. The air lightened, the trees thinning as an open space stretched before them. The distant hum of the wind through tall grass signaled the forest's edge. Patches, holding the map, glanced ahead. Fate Scold walked behind her with her usual quiet confidence.
We should be close now. The village isn't far off, but I think we'll find what we're looking for just ahead.
There. Do you see that? A building just beyond the trees.
Through the thinning branches, the silhouette of an old tavern emerged, stone walls worn by time, vines creeping up the sides. Above the door, a faded sign barely clung to its post, its shape still vaguely resembling a tankard. Despite its dilapidation, the place called to them.
Well, it's unexpected. A tavern? Out here? Looks like it's seen better days.
It's been abandoned for a while, I guess, but this might be just the kind of place we need.
Sitting at the crossroads of an old trail and a worn road, the tavern was perfectly placed, a natural stopping point for weary travelers and merchants alike. A wide farmer's field stretched between it and the distant village. It was a place that could serve as a refuge, or something more.
Is this where we're staying for the night?
Could be. It could be.
Inside, the air was thick with dust, the remains of broken chairs and tables scattered across the floor. The hearth stood cold, long abandoned. Yet, despite the disrepair, the place felt welcoming. Fate stepped inside, her eyes scanning the room. Java hovered by the broken hearth. Patches walked over to the counter, running her fingers along the dusty wood. Bradicus looked around, assessing the space.
It's been a while since anyone's tended this place, but there's something about it. Like it's waiting for something.
It feels right. I can almost smell the warmth of a fire and something like coffee brewing.
It's not perfect, but it could be. A little spice, a warm drink, we could make this work.
This isn't just a shelter for the night, it could be something more. A place for us to build something lasting.
It's isolated enough that we could make it our own. Travelers, merchants, adventurers. They'd stop here, share their stories. A good place to meet new faces.
A place where new paths meet, where people gather.
Exactly. We could restore it. Each of us has something to offer. And when it's done, we'll have a base to operate out of.
Look at this kitchen. Think of the drinks we could serve here. Cider, maybe a few signature concoctions.
And I could spice things up. A special blend for the cider, maybe a few hot dishes to go with it.
Well, it'll take work, but I'm ready.
As the sun hung high in the sky, the group set to work. Fate used her magic to mend chairs, Bradicus cleared heavier debris, and Patches wiped down the old counters and tables, picturing their future. Java and Nived explored the kitchen, already planning their first creations. Later, as they sat around a newly kindled fire for a short rest, the tavern felt different. No longer just a shelter, it was becoming something more. It was beginning to feel like home. Bradicus leaned back in his chair, stretching his legs out before him. Patches leaned lightly on the table beside her. Fate Scold allowed her gaze to wander outside into the fading light as if watching their story unfold among the occasional blinking of fireflies. Java and Nived found cozy spots near the fire.
This place might not be much right now, but it has the bones to become something special.
It's definitely a place where we can rest and regroup. But I agree. It's more than that, it's a place we can call our own.
A place where paths converge, where new journeys begin.
We've finally found it. This is our very own new beginning.
Yes. A place to warm up and share our stories. A place for everyone.
Well, it's time for me to check the attic. Never know what treasures or problems might be lurking.
Bradicus, are you okay?
Bradicus came back down the stairs, brushing dust from his clothes. A small bird's nest now perched precariously on his shoulder, carefully holding onto the side of his beard.
Fine. Just met the attic's welcome committee. And loose nails. Lots of loose nails.
You've got a new tenant up there.
You didn't find any treasure then?
Treasure? No. But I'd say I found evidence of shoddy maintenance and a few more hours of work for us. Let's make sure those nails don't surprise anyone else.
The group exchanged looks of relief that Bradicus hadn't been seriously injured. As he stepped outside to relocate the nest, the others resumed their tasks, quietly grateful for his willingness to tackle the hazards they'd yet to face. As the cleaning continued, Patches and Fate worked their way to the tavern's office. The door groaned in protest as Patches pushed it open, revealing a small, cluttered space dominated by a massive oak desk. Papers were scattered across its surface, alongside a tarnished oil lamp. Meanwhile, Bradicus wandered upstairs to inspect the in-rooms. In one, he found a chest tucked beneath the bed. Pulling it into the light, he opened it carefully, half expecting rodents to scurry out. Instead, he found a set of ornate brass keys and a journal wrapped in faded green leather. With Java looking on, Bradicus opened the journal, flipping through its pages. The handwriting was elegant and precise, chronicling the daily happenings of the tavern decades ago. Entries described the challenges of running a business, the travelers who passed through, and even a recipe for a signature house stew. In another room, Nived discovered a faded tapestry depicting a pair of dragons guarding a steaming mog. Though tattered, it radiated an air of history and pride. By the end of the day, the group gathered their finds in the main hall, the trade route charter, the brass keys, the journal, and the tapestry. They spread everything out on one of the newly cleaned tables, their earlier exhaustion forgotten.
Look at this old trade route charter. Might explain why this tavern was built here in the first place.
These keys will open up some of the locked cabinets and closets, but this journal's a goldmine. It's like meeting the soul of the place.
That recipe looks interesting too. I could work with it. I'd have to add my own touch to it, of course.
Well, judging by the tapestry Nived found, we were always meant to be here. It's like it was waiting for us.
This isn't just a building. The threads are shifting and intertwined. This tavern is a story waiting to be told.
And we're the ones to tell it.
And so, the work began, not just to restore a building, but to breathe life into something that had been waiting for them all along. The tavern was theirs now, and together, they would make it a place of legend. The fire is low, the mugs are empty, and tonight's tale has come to an end. But the journey is far from over. Thank you for gathering with us at Dungeon Brew Coffee Tavern, where adventure brews with every sip. Join us next time as new challenges arise, mysteries deepen, and the magic of the tavern unfolds. If you enjoyed this taste of adventure, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a new episode. We'll save a seat for you at the tavern. See you soon.